He'd just come home. After years of chasing his football dream through England's lower leagues, Quevin Castro made the decision this summer to return to his native Portugal, signing with Real Sport Clube, hoping for a fresh start on familiar soil. On Saturday, the 22nd of August 2026, just minutes into a pre-season friendly match, that fresh start turned into every football club's worst nightmare. Quevin Castro collapsed on the pitch, and despite the desperate efforts of medical staff from both teams, he was pronounced dead at just 25 years old. Today we're telling the real story of a young midfielder known for his skill, his versatility, and the promising career that was tragically cut short. According to multiple reports, Castro was playing for Real Sport Clube against Primeira Liga side Estrela da Amadora in a pre-season friendly at the Estádio das Seixas in Malveira, just outside Lisbon, on Saturday morning. According to the Portuguese outlet Bola, Castro signaled to those around him that he was feeling unwell before collapsing to the ground, roughly 10 minutes into the match. Medical staff from both clubs rushed onto the pitch immediately, deploying a defibrillator in an attempt to revive him. Portugal's National Institute of Medical Emergency was also called to the scene to provide further assistance. Despite those efforts, resuscitation was unsuccessful, and Castro was rushed to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced dead upon arrival. The match was immediately abandoned following the incident. As of this recording, no official cause of death has been released. Given that this tragedy occurred on the pitch during physical activity, several outlets have noted that the incident is the latest in a series of high-profile on-field collapses that have renewed broader discussion about cardiac screening protocols in professional and semi-professional football. We want to be clear, though, that no specific medical cause has been officially confirmed for Castro's death, and out of respect for his family, we won't speculate further. The football community's response was immediate and heartfelt. Real Sport Clube released a statement expressing profound sadness and immense sorrow over the loss of their player, writing that Quevin Castro was so much more than a player, describing him as an integral part of their family who left an indelible mark on everyone who knew him, both on and off the pitch. Estrela da Amadora, the opposing club on the pitch that day, also released a statement of condolence, and the two clubs jointly postponed the match in the tragedy's aftermath. West Bromwich Albion, one of Castro's former professional clubs, posted their own tribute, writing that their thoughts and prayers went out to his friends and family during an extremely difficult time. The club announced plans to honour Castro ahead of their upcoming fixture against Burnley, dedicating applause during the 25th minute of the match, a direct nod to his age, and having players wear black armbands in his memory. Fans flooded social media with their own tributes, with one supporter recalling one of the best goals they'd ever seen him score during his loan spell, and another simply writing that it felt impossible to believe someone so young was gone. Quvin Castro da Rocha de Castro was born on the 6 août 2001 in Lisbon, Portugal, standing on and posing 6'4" tall. He began his football journey in the respected youth academy of Sporting CP, one of Portugal's most storied clubs, before his family relocated to England in 2017, when Castro was just 16 years old. Settling in Thetford, Norfolk, he began rebuilding his football career from the grassroots level, playing for local clubs including Thetford Town, Mildenhall Town, Leiston, Bury Town, and Norwich CBS. His talent didn't go unnoticed for long. Castro earned trial spells with several major clubs, including Ipswich Town, Sutton United, Arsenal, and Chelsea, before finally securing a professional move to West Bromwich Albion in the summer of 2021. He made his senior debut for the club in an EFL Cup tie against Arsenal and went on to gain valuable first-team experience through loan spells at Burton Albion, Notts County, and Gateshead, before eventually departing the Championship club. Scouts throughout his career consistently praised his technical ability, with several specifically highlighting his exceptional footwork and vision, noting his rare capacity to glide past opponents and retain possession under pressure, even as some also felt he could have looked to pass the ball more frequently rather than holding on to it. Following his time at West Brom, Castro continued playing across England's football pyramid, representing York City, Kings Lynn Town, Chippenham Town, Cambridge City, and most recently Eastbourne Borough, before making the decision this summer to return home to Portugal, signing with Real Sport Clube. What makes Quevin Castro's death so shocking is precisely how sudden and unexpected it was. This wasn't an athlete managing a known, long-term health condition. He was a fit, 5-year-old professional footballer, playing what should have been a routine pre-season friendly, when he collapsed with no apparent warning. As previously noted, no official cause of death has yet been confirmed, and given the ongoing nature of any medical review, we won't speculate on specifics that haven't been officially released. What is clear is that his death has reignited a painful, recurring conversation within football about cardiac health screening for players at every level of the sport, from the biggest professional clubs down to the non-league sides where Castro spent much of his own career. Given his relatively young age and the fact that no wife, partner, or children have been referenced in any public reporting on his death, Quevin Castro's personal life outside of football appears to have remained largely private, with virtually all available coverage of his life focused on his footballing career and the clubs and communities he was part of. Real Sport Clube's own tribute, describing him as an integral part of their family, speaks to the kind of close, personal bonds Castro clearly built within the football community itself, even without extensive public information about his life away from the pitch. Given the nature of Castro's career, spent primarily in non-league and lower division English football, with only limited senior appearances at the championship level, no significant net worth figure has been reported for him, and none would be expected at this stage of a young professional's career, still working to establish himself. His financial story, like so much of his career, was still very much in progress, built through steady loan moves and a persistent effort to prove himself at higher levels of the game. Quevin Castro's story is a genuinely painful reminder of just how quickly life can change for even the fittest, most driven young athletes. He spent years working his way up through England's non-league system, earning trials with some of the country's biggest clubs, and finally returning home to Portugal this summer with real hope for the next chapter of his career. That chapter, tragically, never got the chance to unfold. His death adds his name to a small but painfully growing list of young athletes lost to sudden, on-field medical emergencies, a pattern that continues to push for stronger cardiac screening and emergency preparedness across every level of football. Quevin Castro spent his short career chasing the game he loved. From Sporting CP's academy in Lisbon, to grassroots pitches in Norfolk, to a championship debut against Arsenal, and finally, back home to Portugal this summer. He leaves behind a football community, from Real Sport Clube to West Bromwich Albion and every club in between, that has come together this week to honour a young player described as an integral part of their family. Rest in peace, Quvin. Football will remember the promise you carried and the fight you showed to get there. If Quevin Castro's story or his football journey resonated with you, we'd love to hear about it. Leave a comment below sharing your thoughts, or a memory if you followed his career at any of his clubs. And if you want more respectful, in-depth tributes to the athletes who shape their sports, don't forget to subscribe to Your Star Facts.